Hi, here we are again. We're going to take a look at question number 1 from the 2005 AP exam, which is about student scores on an exam. And you can see what we're looking at right here. It sort of looks like a stem and leaf plot. Okay, you know it's split stem. We have 6 lows, 6 high, 7 lows, 7 high, etc. Okay. I do want you to notice you don't know the exact values. Okay, and it says describe the shape of the distribution. Well, if I turn it this way, you can see that this is going to be where the low numbers are and this is where the high numbers are. If you draw sort of like a shape going on right here, the tail, remember this is the tail is going to the low numbers and the low numbers are on the left. So that means your answer for part A, describe the shape, it is skewed to the left, but the next check is for context. And there is no context right here at all. It doesn't talk about the distribution of students' exam scores, and that is a problem, all right? So this one is worth 2 points, and my person got only 1 out of the 2. 1 check for saying it's skewed to the left, and 1 check for making sure you have context, okay? So for part B, it says in order to motivate her students, the instructor wants to report that the class did pretty good, pretty well, and that their exam was had high performance. So which summary statistic, the mean or the median, should the instructor use? Well, in this case, the answer is going to be the median. So 1 check is going to be for identifying the median. Remember, it's asking for which one's higher, and in this case, the median is higher, but it does say to explain it. And this is where the buzzwords come in, okay? We know that this graph right here is skewed to the left, and that means that the mean is pulled in the direction of the skew, and so that means that the mean is going to be to the left of the median, so you know the median is going to be higher, okay? And so that means the buzzwords right here is what I would like to see. Okay, the mean is pulled in the direction of the skew. Okay, or words to that effect. In this case, since it's skewed to the left, the low values affect the mean. It pulls the mean down, causing the median to be greater. So this person may not have the exact buzzwords going on if you want to pause the video and read it a little bit better, but they do have the actual, I guess the impact of those buzzwords are there. Now the last check, okay, do you have context when the answer? Does it talk about the scores? Does it talk about anything to do with these particular ones? And nope, I don't see a single context clue about an exam score or students. So that means this person got 2 out of the 3 checks for this particular problem. All right. Obviously, context is important on all. Okay, so moving on to the next question, part C, it says the mid-range is defined to be the maximum plus the minimum divided by 2, and it says compute this value. All right. Now, when you first look at the graph, you might think, I don't know what the min and the maximum values are. And this is where they're not going to ask a question where you can't find it. But if you look back over at the very beginning part of the prompt, it says that they range from 64 to 95. Those are the min and the max values. Okay, so the first check is that you have to show your work, and the second check is you have to have your answer. All right. So far we have 2 checks on this particular problem, and now we're going down to this last question. Is the mid-range considered a measure of center or a measure of spread? Now they're trying to trick you a little bit by calling it the mid-range. The middle of the range is a middle, and that means the correct answer here is that it is a measure of center, okay? So in this case, this person got it wrong. The mid-range is a measure of center, because this is going to give you a value that shows you where the middle element is going to be approximately. Okay, it's sort of like an average, the middle. So that means talking about it gives you an idea of a middle position. Okay, that is going to give you the second check, is making sure that you justify that it is at the middle. It does not tell you how far spread out the data is. It gives you a measure of center. It's a positional value. It's a location value. So that means this one right here, part C, there are 4 checks, 2 from down here and 2 from up here. And so that means my person has 3 out of the 4 checks for this particular problem, Oops, sorry, my person does not have 3 out of the 4 because they did not get this one right. I got it right because I wrote it down. So I get 2 out of the 4. And now going back for the total for this particular problem, 4 plus 3 plus 2. Okay, 7 plus 2 is 9. There are 9 checks for this particular problem, so go on the top. Okay, figure out how many checks they got. 3, 4, 5. All right, put a big box around it. Okay, and that would be the end of this particular question. See you later.